Hey y'all, from websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform where you can build a gorgeous online presence and run your business all in one very simple to use interface. There are no hidden fees or price hikes, and all websites are optimized for mobile as soon as you get started. And it is so simple to get started. You can pick out one of their design templates and use drag and drop tools to make it your own. I've used it. Kid Fury's used it. We use it on thisistheread.com. Like, anybody can use Squarespace. So if you're ready to get started, go to squarespace.com/read to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase. Let them know we sent you, and let's move on.
Pause with Sam J is HBO's new half-hour original talk series created by comedian and SNL writer Sam J and Insecure showrunner Prentice Penny. The show features a new approach to late-night conversations and plunges into the cultural issues that divide us by giving everyday people a chance to say what they really think. Join Sam each week as she hosts a party at her apartment that you don't want to miss. She and her guests candidly explore current issues, from the topics that make us laugh to the topics that make us fight and everything in between. Check out Pause with Sam J. It is streaming now on HBO Max. Now let's start the show. It begins to tell round midnight. I do pretty well till after sundown. Supper time, I'm feeling sad, but it really gets bad around midnight. Mm-hmm. Memories. I don't know how the rest of it goes. But hey, guys, it is around midnight, and this is the show that you listen to. I'm Uzo Adubo's perfect skin. Uzo Aduba's perfect skin.
Right, I know.
Perfect.
Correct.
Chocolatey brown skin.
I cannot wait to check her out on that HBO show.
In Treatment.
It's on my list.
Just started
to
it.
Do. Yeah, and it has come highly recommended. So can't wait for that. But yes, I am Blanca Evangelista, Mother of the Year. Period. And this is the read.
Absolutely. Oh.
And that was it for Pose. Live. Wow. My show.
You know, I love when the girls wrap it up and they're like, we're done. We've told our story. We're finished. We're taking, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm all for the girls. I'm not going to visualize what I just watched happen at all.
I'm sorry.
I
will not do that again.
Do you want to just share with everyone what's going on your side of the... I
would not, but yes.
Having a bev?
Telling our stories and wrapping it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Pose, for all that you've done in storytelling and educating and entertaining and moving us with our emotions and introducing us to amazing talents. And representing so much of us and uplifting and putting or at least parts of the culture on display. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, all of that. I love Pose. Sad to see it go.
Let's continue with some Black excellence. So first and foremost, I'm going to give a quick shout out to two amazing Black women. First, Aretha Duarte. She's the first Black Latin American woman to climb Mount Everest. She began training for this hike, trek, climb, feat, achievement. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It feels like something that it needs like a big word specific for this. But she started training 12.5 months ago. This feels like something that you train for a little bit more than a year. I don't know. Maybe like a year to a lot of people would be like, yeah, sure, that's a long time. But I don't know. I've like read and watched documentaries about Mount Everest climbs, and you'll die. You will just flat out die. You'll just die.
Yeah, and that is very often. Like that's very frequent.
Yeah, it happens. Like they go up there, check for bodies. It's like not even, it's not going to the dog park. So,
oh my God.
Anyone who has been able to accomplish this, as many people attempt to do year in and year out, probably deserves at the very least a shot and a pat on the back. So to you, Aretha, I can't buy you a shot, or give you a pat on the back. But that's what this is, what it's about. So shout out to her and to Brazil. She's Brazilian, apparently. I don't speak any Portuguese. I wish I did, so I could say something like fun and
yeah. Even congratulations. Like I don't even know the basics, sister.
Literally nothing. And I watch like a lot of Brazilian gay porn, so you'd think, but no.
Wow.
But right. Congratulations.
We are sharing this week.
Again to Aretha. Also Simone Biles. Just continuing to defy gravity, to have superpowers, and I don't know, to be better than Jean Grey. I really don't know. Simone Biles flies. And so she is now the most decorated gymnast in history. She just won her 7th U.S. title at the U.S. Gymnastics Championship in Fort Worth, Texas. She won the women's all-around with 119.65 points. And I saw clips of all kinds from her performances and her flips and dips and tricks in regular time to slow motion, commentary, no commentary. The girls they can't take. But we are all entertained and we're loving the example that she's setting. And personally, I just like watching people do flips and things that I will never in my life try, because honestly, at 33, getting me to do a round off is an achievement. Yeah. I can barely do the kindergarten shit because I don't want to go out that way.
I mean, and this is bad bitchery even for gymnasts. Like, it's a reason that other people can't do this. And I saw a tweet earlier today that says she has not placed lower than first since 2013, which is just the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. Like
2 months before I moved here. Yeah.
Right? Like for as long as we have been doing this show, Simone Biles has been that
basically.
Like,
yes.
There's just nothing.
She is the read.
You cannot overstate her impact.
Okay, so this week in Hot Tops, Those Who Wish Me Bread, starring Angelina Jolie.
I hate you.
Little Steven Uziverse has decided that he is a crystal gem no more. Oh, you're wearing a Steven Universe shirt.
I am. So, this is Stefani. So
yeah, it is.
With Steven and Connie. So, not possible, but also adorable.
Sure. Yeah.
Because who cares? Right.
Well, we've talked extensively about little Uzi Vert and his decision to put a $24 million pink rock in the middle of his forehead.
That boy ain't right.
And paraded it around on social media. Well, I've been wondering when the good Lord would say enough. And apparently he has. Because according to recent photos that Steven Uziverse has uploaded or shared with us, or that his girlfriend that I prefer, JT, has uploaded and shared with us, we ain't seeing no pink diamond in the middle of his face no more. Mm-hmm. So it seems as though the crystal gem era may be coming to an end, which I'm okay with. Mm-hmm. Because every time I saw him, I wanted to just be like, come live with us in the palace. There's a room waiting for you.
Right.
Come on, come on, come on. Just let us adore you. Yes, we know that you're not her, but you are hers. You are what it meant to love her, and you remind us so much of her.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
See it,
well,
but I think the lease expired on the rental.
They were like, "That's Instagram shit was cute.
So
give us our fucking rock back."
Right. It's been 48 days and it's over.
At this point, I'm not convinced that it wasn't stuck to his head with an adhesive. Like, I feel like there was, like them like arts and crafts rhinestones and stuff that they have like a little, like you peel a little plastic off the back and then it's sticky.
Right.
And then you just put it on whatever. Like, I'm now starting to like, how do I know that that's not what this was? Well, he was bleeding. He was.
Oh, right. I was going to say, I actually think you just cracked the code, but you're right. We did see, which...
Yeah,
further begs the question of like, what doctor agreed to this? Because I just feel like your forehead is a place you really try not to bleed from, like a doctor is not going to do that to you unless it's medically necessary. And this troll moment was not that. So yeah, it's bizarre. But I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, Uzi and his doctor clearly watched a lot of WandaVision, and I'm glad that we have come back to real reality because it's chaos magic, Wanda. It's not. All right, I'm going too deep. Okay. The thing is, I'm happy that his face seems to be mostly organic again, and
come on, mostly.
I'm happy for JT because she tired of y'all coming for her. And bullying her or whatever.
She could just not.
I guess this nigga.
Do this.
No, what? Do
like
him?
No, she could have her man and just not give a fuck what people have to say about it. I don't know why that option is escaping her. I don't know why she won't just, like, if these hoes are so irrelevant and they don't matter and their opinion ain't shit and all that, why are you so pressed every time they express an opinion? This is what I don't understand.
The peanut gallery matters to a lot of people.
But see, you swear up and down they don't. It can't be both.
Well, I'm not saying that people don't lie. I'm just saying.
I hate you.
There's that.
Okay, yes. Thank you for the clarification.
Well, the Stallion's back in other news.
Oh, yes. I loved that little teaser video that she posted.
Sure. Megan Thee Stallion,
No.
So I think we discussed, I don't remember if we talked about it. She, announced that she was going on a hiatus not too long ago and had this graphics made
after the Grammys.
Yes. About her regenerating and, taking some time because the hot girl lifestyle is strenuous or whatnot. And so she's come back to Instagram with another Mortal Kombat Ghost in the Shell ass video where she's in like a cryogenic chamber or whatever. And then Sita from Sita's World hits
bitch, sidebar. Do you know that Sita is the host of that crazy show you told me about?
What crazy show?
Sita is the host of that let's put a bunch of R&B girls from the early 2000s in one house.
There's a host of that?
Yes, and it's Sita from Sita's World.
No, it isn't.
Google it. I fucking dare you to Google it.
No, I'm not going to.
If I could remember the name of that show, I would Google it right now.
No, I don't want to know. I'm going to just...
Either that or somebody's playing a horrible trick on me. No, BT show hosted Sita.
No, that's fine. No one needs further information. No, it's fine.
Anyway,
it is okay.
I'm saying I think sis is booked.
Wow.
So...
Well, Megan, was in her cryogenic chamber and she was shown to be recharged on a display that showed all of these different levels coming back to life and full vitality, levels such as her mental health, body, bars, knees, confidence, and her Tina Snow. The caption on this video said, "I'm back, hotties, address me as Miss Snow." Tina Snow being one of her rap alter egos, famous for being a part of the project that gave us Big Ol' Freak, along with some other 2018 Megan tracks. Since then, we've gotten some photos of her in a bikini and tease to a new song she's got coming out on Friday called Thought Shit. Because it's Megan Thee Stallion. And the cover of the single is...
And it's June.
It looks like Jigsaw at the beginning of the first Saw movie. And then a whole bunch of stripper shoes.
I don't know that.
Well, they do. Someone else does. The cover of the single is Jigsaw from Saw 1, and then some stripper heels and white toes and cereal. Is white toenail polish like red bottoms, but like white tops?
Kind of, where it's just, except way more accessible, so way more people are abusing it. But yes, they're very similar. And it's strange because white toenail polish has been around for forever, but all of a sudden it is just the only color the girls will get. So
it's boring.
When everybody has it, yes. But I can't say
I don't paint my
bad.
toes, so I should shut up. This has nothing to do with me. This isn't my culture. I'm sorry. Paint your toes whatever you want. But I feel the same way simply because it is everywhere. But yeah, that's the thing. It does look good at the same time. And it goes with everything.
So you don't have to worry about your polish.
Looks good, not necessarily.
Flashing or whatever.
Like, looks good, not truly. Nearly impossible to clash with other things. Absolutely. Because it's white.
Okay. I like it, but yeah, it's everywhere. Is the only thing anybody is getting.
Well, if you're looking for new records from Thee Stallion, you've only got till Friday to wait for some thought shit. I guess Megan was like, you thought I wasn't coming out for a song in the summer. You were incorrect. Because the hiatus part of it feels almost non-existent. It was like 5 weeks ago that she was like, bye.
Yeah, it's that. And it's also, I feel like the only thing we didn't get was like new music, but I have still seen Megan like on social media, I feel like multiple times a week. So,
well, she said, or they had in that initial she's taking a break message, her team or her label is taking over her social media in her absence.
I didn't see this.
So, yeah, and that first little, she's going away. This is, Young Justice / Beetleborgs, whatever that clip was, they were like, yeah, her label is taking over her social media. So that was probably what that was while she was, doing her thing.
Gotcha.
I say, it doesn't necessarily feel like a huge break. At the same time, I assumed that her taking a break was for mental health purposes, and, to, I don't know, exercise and have sex with her boyfriend or whatever. And 5 weeks seems like plenty of time to do that. So if she's good, I'm good. I'm happy for you, girl. And I hope the song's a bop.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking that exact same thing. Like 5 weeks is not much of a hiatus, but if I took 5 weeks off right now from everything and just focused on myself, God in heaven,
may I have 5 hours?
Glow the fuck up.
I will take 5 hours.
I can't even imagine a 5-week break from everything that I have to do. So
I would probably mentally crack by day like 8, where it's just like, oh, you mean I don't have to do anything? What? That doesn't make sense. Does not compute.
Still I don't. And I can just come back when I feel ready. What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all would literally have to kick me out of your homes and be like, you don't have to do anything. Go home and sleep.
Right. Just go home and take care of yourself. And she did include in that video, like, Mental Health Reloaded was its own.
Yeah.
That was its own line item. Like,
yeah.
Mental health is together, girl. Just like Body and Knees was separated. Like, yeah, they
all important
together, but still. And so, right. I'm glad for her that she had that break. And I too hope that it is a bop because it's perfect, like song of the summertime. So I hope she gets it.
Lots of headlines going around about Mariah Carey and Jay-Z possibly beefing. The story goes that Mariah Carey has left the management team over at Roc Nation that she's been working with since, I think, for the past 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So the stories had it that, you know, they had this huge, fiery, explosive argument in the Roc Nation offices where she stormed out and said, fuck you, I don't know, whatever. And she left Roc Nation. Well, Mimi tweeted today, the only explosive situation I'd ever get into with Hove is a creative tangent, such as our number one song, Heartbreaker.
How can you not love this bitch?
To the people who make up these lies, I say, poof. Vemu, son of a bitch. That's not even the song she's talking about.
But it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't. She then also attached Jay-Z's whole ass verse from the Heartbreaker video.
Which is so good. So, I mean, terrible.
Yeah,
misogynistic as shit, but it's so good.
Great song, great video. You know, acting from Mariah. There's a whole action combat scene, fight choreography.
All of it is iconic.
It's her. It's Mariah. It's Mariah. It's the Carey. It's MC. It's Mimi. It's the Emancipation.
It's really, I mean, it is an excellent video. So I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, I was like, of course, Mariah turned this into well, since y'all want to bring up me and Jay-Z, let me remind you of all of my number ones. This is, you know, don't forget about this one as well. With Jay-Z.
Every chance that she gets to remind you that she has a number one, she will.
Every single time. Like,
that's the number one song. Not everyone has that to their credit, but
a number one is very hard to get. Like, I just
of all of the songs to be number one, not everyone can do that, except if you're Mariah Carey. But anyway, yeah, I love her.
I do too, because it's like I really appreciate diva attitude from people who have earned diva status.
Yeah, from someone who deserves it.
Right. Instead of just some regular ass bitch on Instagram hollering like you Mariah Carey. Like, please stop. This woman has actually earned the right to act like this. And so I eat it up from her every time. Please never stop.
Yes, please.
And you hoes really are bored too. Like, why? What was the point? What was the reason?
I mean, it does seem as though she has split with Roc Nation. She's not listed on their website anymore, their roster and things like that. But I guess they did at least separate amicably. You know, she and Jay-Z do go back and whatnot. Maybe he didn't like Get the Fuck Out either. I mean, she didn't like Get the Fuck Out. Someone didn't like Get the Fuck Out. Someone agrees with you. I disagree with them. It is what it is. We're at a standstill. But Mariah has a new single coming out this week, apparently. She's been working with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on her new single, maybe even her album. She's got a new album that's supposed to be very nostalgic, very R&B, very, you know, legit Mariah. So I will take whatever I can get. Mariah is also someone who, like, she has the legendary status and the resources and things, but she's also pretty, like, nigga or like nigga friendly.
Definitely.
So I feel like she still does the work to like be as current as she would like to be without it feeling incredibly like transparent and like what's the word I'm looking for? You know when they're like pandering to a certain you know, like I don't want to name names. Sure, why not? There have been like, you know, like the Brandies, you know, we've had like, you know, the S-Dubs. We've had like some of the girls have stepped out and have tried to like do the TikTok of things. And it's like, you don't need to do that. The reason that these kids are familiar with their name is because of what you've established.
Right.
Remind them of why that shit is fucking sickening instead of like doing them, if you can't beat them, join them thing.
Mhm.
Fuck beating them. These kids are going to be elderly at some point. The fuck too. Well, not elderly, but these kids are because they're not old. But like, these people are going to...
It is 1 a.m. It is 1 a.m.
Don't take anything I say seriously. It is 1 a.m. So, but like, yeah, you know, like, I think that there are some artists who are like, how can I like meld the best of both worlds, or like make things work? And then I think there are some artists that are just like, sure, hit me with the TikTok thing, dress me up, and I'm going for it. And it doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah. But
so I'm nearly always ready to at least see what Mariah is offering.
Yeah. Same. Like, there will never be a time where you tell me it's new Mariah Carey music and I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna listen to that. Like, that's never going to happen. At least
try.
Right. Like, Get the Fuck Out grew on me. Everybody knows I did not like it when it first came out.
You did like the rest of the album though.
I mean, yes, because it's still Mariah. Like, one thing Mariah is consistent, Mariah. And you can hear her in her music every fucking time. And so, you know, like that lady is allowed to go through things I'm not going through and make music that I don't relate to. You know, that doesn't mean I don't like it still. Like, so with Get the Fuck Out, I legit did not care for it. And then it grew on me. And now every time I hear it, I think of niggas doing the electric slide, thanks to you. And so now...
You're welcome.
And so now... It is on me like a fucking barnacle. I just am attached to this song now. So that's all your fault. And
to me,
yeah,
Get the Fuck Out is Mariah's 7-Eleven.
Yes,
we know
exactly
that you could have gone above and beyond for this.
Exactly that.
But you wanted to just do a little cute something for us peasants that want to do a little shuffle. And I appreciate that. And then it's back to the talent.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, because if I had heard 7-Eleven without watching the video, I would have said, what the fuck is Beyonce doing? But I feel very certain that the first time I heard 7-Eleven was with the video, and I was like, this is the most iconic shit I have ever seen in my life. So I really think the visual helped a lot there, because it kind of sold it as like a bitch, let's get drunk and pregame. Like, this is like a let's get stupid and tipsy and have fun at the house type of song.
The club, I believe, is what sold me on 7-Eleven.
Oh,
but
I bet it did.
Pettiness sold me on Get the Fuck Out. There's just something about like a soft, subtle, I'm not even trying Mariah telling you to collect your things and evacuate the premises and don't ever come back. Yeah. And I just appreciate her eternally for that. Mariah, I will always be thankful.
Yes,
thank you so
God
much.
for Mariah.
Of your powerful and immaculate category of music, I want you to say I appreciate so many. Heartbreaker, Lead the Way is something that the girls can only quiver and aspire to. Do you understand me? Quiver and aspire to. I'm not even going to continue. We could do your features. We could go all the live long day. We could have a Mariah episode if we wanted to. But I just want to say,
talk about One Sweet
the girls
Day.
can say what they want to about Get the Fuck Out. It has resonated in my spirit as a petty anthem, and I thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful for her entire existence.
Period. Teyana Taylor has been announced as Maxim's #1 on their 2021 Hot 100. She's on the cover of Maxim currently in a torn up wife beater, like that crops up. It's giving me
so good.
It's giving me Lil' Kim in Def Jam Fight for New York. You either know if you know, if you don't, you don't. And then like some baggy camo pants. She posted this on Instagram with some of the other photos and things of that nature. Girls, this is just a giant flex. Teyana is fine. She knows it. I just want to walk through her caption. So she posted some of the photos, including the cover from the shoot, on her Instagram. And the caption says, "Somebody pinch me, Maxim Hot 100, to be named the sexiest woman alive by literally living in the skin I'm in. Wow." Stepping back in front of the lens has been a journey of self-reflection and self-confidence. Living up to the name and title of this shoot wholeheartedly made me nervous. As an entrepreneur, wife, a busy mother of two, and working behind the lens and my director bag, I tend to hide behind my sweats and vintage tees, my spiked tee glasses, and whatever hairstyle I've mustered up that day under the Auntie's Ink snapback. So as you can see, I don't have much time to be and feel this sexy. So let's just pull over. Let's stop at a red light. Teyana has essentially said, girl, there isn't a day that I go without working my ass off, being sweaty, musty, raggedy to my standards. And yet, here I am, finer than you. When will you catch up, is the question.
I'm like, are we supposed to, on the one hand, like, I appreciate the realness of this caption. On the other hand, it's like, you do all that and you're telling us that you don't even try to look as good as you do.
That's what this whole thing...
So...
Okay. Teyana continues. This particular day, the day of the shoot she's sharing where she looks immaculate. This particular day was dope. Literally flawless. This particular day was dope because it made me see another side of myself. I had just dropped Junie off at school before heading straight to the shoot. Just for record, she has Junie spelled in all caps, like we were just introduced to her in a screenplay, which I love because it's like, we all stand Junie. If you don't stand Junie, it's because you don't know her yet.
Right. Exactly that.
But she says, I just dropped Junie off at school before heading straight to the shoot. Sweatpants, a beanie, and an army jacket. My hair wasn't done for a shoot because I planned on throwing on a wig and I didn't have on any makeup. But when I got there, the legendary I don't know how to say this man's name. It's French. Gilles. I think it's French. Mm-hmm. Is it Gilles Ben Simon? I feel like he was on America's Next Top Model.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't even want to try that. I feel like it is.
We're gonna say that's what his name is.
Something like that, but
Gilles Ben Simon said, and I quote, "Let's shoot. I want you to stay in this." This is what the French fancy old man photographer said. Are you kidding me? In her sweatpants.
I want you to stay in this.
Let's shoot. I want you to stay in this. I said, huh? Well, let me at least start my makeup. As y'all can see, I barely had any lashes left. He says, no, my dear, this is pure. And in regular Teyana Taylor fashion, I said, okay, but look, a bitch doing her baby hairs. LOL. I was like, so let me understand this. I will be the sexiest woman alive in sweats and a scully. I guess. As confused as I was, my heart also melted.
Teyana, do you have any idea how unrelatable this is?
You rancid fine bitch. How dare you?
It's like the feelings are very relatable. However, the feelings paired with looking like that.
It's right? The outcome, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that you showed up to a magazine cover shoot and they were like, don't worry about changing clothes or putting on makeup. Like, bitch, I could never.
It is.
As soon as I get on set, they're like, take that bitch to the appropriate rooms and please
Teyana Taylor
do something with that.
Had the nigger audacity.
She did.
To be this goddamn good looking.
This is rude.
And on the cover, where it says Hot 100, number one, Teyana Taylor. Hot out of 100, 100 women of influence. Maxim, the magazine of bad bitches, said Teyana Taylor is number one. And you are telling us you didn't even have to add this insult to our injury. You said, just so you know, thank you. She didn't. She could have saved this for group text, for our group chat. She could have told Iman this. She could have laughed about this with Junie. But she decided to share this with our butt ugly asses. Talking about some motherfucking Oh, you know, girl, I ain't have no makeup on. My baby hairs wasn't done. I tripped and fell into this outfit. And one of the most prestigious, legendary photographers and artists on the globe was like, you are literally fucking flawless. I have never seen a bitch as fucking gorgeous as you. Don't do anything to you but stand in front of this fucking camera. And you still beg to do your baby hairs? Teyana, how dare you? Do you know that we are ugly? Do you know that we are fat and ugly?
Do you know it? Do you know some of us look like microwave potatoes? Do you understand that? Do you comprehend that? I know you don't, because the fact is they took them pictures of you and you still looked like that in them pictures.
Washboard abs, perky breasts.
Go away.
Soft, suspicious lips.
Leave me alone.
Are you fucking kidding me, bitch? Are you kidding me?
Teyana? Honestly, how fucking dare you, girl? Like,
you owe us an apology. Allowing us to be this goddamn hideous. And you gonna talk about, like, yeah, girl, didn't try.
At first, I'm like, oh, I bet a lot of moms can relate to this. You just don't feel sexy. You don't, you feel like your energy goes everywhere else. And it's like, yep, right up until you told me that you showed up to this shoot and the photographer was like, oh yeah, what you got on? That's fine. Like, that's... And sexy is... Okay, all right. I mean, the thing is, like, it's not a lie. It's not a stretch. It's not a reach.
It isn't. So, yeah, everyone else, yeah.
Yeah, deeply annoyed and also proud of you, girl. Congratulations.
I mean, because you look at these pictures and you're like, damn, right.
You look at these pictures and you like, I mean, I at least thought that they had like
dressed you and like did you up.
Right. Like, she's like, I mean, when I'm not trying at all, this is what I look like.
This is literally what I wear to drop my baby off at school in the fucking morning. I hate her. Like, I have that same outfit. Who do you fucking think you are?
It do not look like that, bitch.
At all. If you could never was a living being.
Oh, man. And she has the face for it, too. Like, such distinctive, gorgeous features. She just... All right, Teyana. Okay, we get it.
She finished her caption off saying, I say all of this to say, in the true words of Audrey Hepburn,
oh my God,
the beauty of a woman is not in facial mode. But the truth.
Do not do this. Another classically gorgeous bitch.
But the true beauty is a woman. Right. But the true beauty in a woman is reflected in her soul. It is the caring that she lovingly gives the passion that she chose.
Please shut the fuck up.
The beauty of a woman grows with the passing years.
No.
And then she says, embrace and love yourselves for who and what you are, because only the purest hearts shine through. Mm-hmm. Yes, the purest hearts shine through. And yes, you are the beauty that you live and breathe, and every woman is beautiful for all of the reasons and things. But then there are also fucking abs like yours, and titties and hips and edges.
That's some pretty bitch shit to say.
Eyes and lips and fingertips. How dare you?
It's easy to say, oh, the outside doesn't matter when everybody worships your outside. Girl, shut the fuck up.
When you start your day having a fucking Pop-Tart and a Hot Pocket, bitch, and we still want to look like you, yeah, then it's easy.
Talk about, I don't exercise. I eat out of the vending machine every day. What? Shut up.
Teyana literally wrote a book in this caption about how she did not even attempt to be this fine. I am offended, heartbroken, and dumbstruck.
Yeah, I respect it. I really do.
Yeah, I'm also a huge fan because she's fine.
Because this is a flex. All right, Teyana, we ain't shit. We get it.
Yeah, we get it. You remember when Chloe Bailey was like, hey girls, you ever look at somebody's profile after they talk shit about you and realize that all of these bitches are ugly and you're not?
She said, just click on their name and open their picture and you'll feel a lot better.
Chloe Bailey literally got on Twitter like, the next time somebody tries you, just look at their profile. I promise you'll feel better. And niggas were like, no, Chloe, no. We all don't look like you. Hello. You are fine, and most of us are not.
Right. There is that. Although a lot of these
Welcome to reality.
Shit really, really don't have the face to be saying.
Yeah,
nothing.
They had no room.
That is true. They definitely not nowhere close to as fine as Chloe is. It was the same when she was like, people bullying me about my body or whatever, and feeling insecure about how fucking gorgeous and fine she is. I'm like, man, how?
I feel like that's why a lot of like young people have trouble like growing into adulthood as stars, because people just like give them a hard time.
Right. And pick you apart.
Grown-ups. Yeah. Like, and like, that doesn't mean that like a lot of former child stars that ended up being, you know, hot messes, uncontrollable hot messes don't have to like take accountability for that. But I do think it is incredibly important for young stars, especially young Black and brown ones, to have a solid foundation, because people don't give a fuck about you and will unfairly pick you apart when it's like, hello, I'm just like someone who was, I don't know, 12 when you met me, and I'm now like 20 and would like to be an adult and do the same shit that you do. Right.
Like literally just over here trying to be a person, just trying to grow up like everybody else. And the internet can be extremely unforgiving, not to mention unduly harsh, and people taking out their own issues on celebrities because they feel like celebrities aren't real people anyway. So it's not that I empathize with her, but at the same time, it was like, I'm looking at you and it's just crazy to me that you let niggas say anything to you. Like if I was you, I would charge niggas to even speak to me.
I think I would start Cameo just to laugh at bitches. Just to DM like, you me laughing at you.
Right. I would be doing them humiliation videos where I charge you like $500 for a 30-second clip of me telling you how trash you are and how you don't deserve to breathe my air. If I looked like Chloe Bailey.
Yeah. And it's a kink. Don't even tell me it's not.
And they will pay for it and be excited about it. So like,
yes, please.
Yeah. Congratulations to Chloe and Teyana for being at otherworldly levels of fine.
So I saved some Portia drama in here because Lord knows I tried my best to just come up with stories for the week.
Portia's this whole situation.
Portia and this Nigerian man are still going at it. And honestly, I feel like Andy Cohen is somewhere jacking off with Robitussin and cocoa butter and laughing at nigga problems. And I feel like this is all his doing.
Gross.
I'm so like tired of it. Honestly, like now this nigga Simon is saying that the girl Fallon or whatever her name is was cheating on her, and he posted some screenshots of a nigga that he says name is Jalen. Oh, Jalen, Fallon, Jalen. Whatever. Okay. Yep. He posted some screenshots from security cameras outside his house of a nigga pulling up in a truck that he's saying that Phelan was cheating on him with. And he captioned it, "When I say I have receipts of a cheating wife, this is what it looks like. When Jalen Duckworth comes to my home on different days to sleep with my wife while I'm out of town in Miami." Doing what? Going and buying caller cabs with Portia? Right. I don't understand. Like, I'm done. Like, don't y'all have another season of this show where you can come and assault us with this information?
Yeah.
Furthermore, Portia gonna cheat on you with a better looking nigga too. So, you know, stay woke. She probably just won't do it on the property. That's one. And then the Shade Room said that this, as it is, these screenshots are tagged as in February. And he says that he separated from his wife in January. So why couldn't she get a little bit of outside dick if y'all were separated at the time? Talking about something, well, I filed for divorce again after this. Again?
So you withdrew it the first time
in a month?
You saw this and you... I mean, maybe, but I don't know. It kind of seems implausible to me because it's hard for me to believe that a woman would have her side dick come to the house that she lived in with her husband.
Unless she knows it's fuck this nigga today time. And I'm probably about to be out here anyway because we just shot the Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. Right. Clearly this nigga has been fucking homegirl or whatever. Like, obviously, Simon, like these pretty girls are occupying your space because you have the ducats, and that's the lifestyle that they're trying to maintain. I don't believe that you are going to fuck a Fallon, a Porsche, an Audi, a Mercedes, or a Benz. I don't think that you're going to be dicking down any of these girls, maybe period. Much less without them cheating on you with a better looking nigga. So you trying to like use these photographs of homegirl having Trade pull up to the premises in February or whatever as an excuse of look at me or don't look at me in my weird timeline because homegirl was fucking other niggas. Good. Good.
Right. Good for her.
Because the math still ain't mathin'. Even prior to February. I don't buy it. And the only reason that you came out here with these screenshots is because Mama was on Zeus or Fox Soul or wherever the fuck talking about she's ready to do her interview. So yeah, she got her interview teaser coming out.
Yeah. So I don't, especially because I'm sure this man wasn't faithful to her during their marriage. I really don't care if she cheated on him.
Of course not.
And it all does still sound extremely fake, but like, it's really hard for me to believe that a woman would have her dick on the side come to the main house. Like, unless you didn't give a fuck about money or alimony or however the prenup was gonna go, like, unless you just didn't give a fuck about nothing no more, it's really hard for me to believe that you would have your dick come to the main house. Like, that just seems really crazy.
Let's keep it a buck. The girls are on the bench only for a while. This girl, the one that he's divorcing allegedly or whatever, will very likely find someone else.
Oh, yeah.
To fill the spot that nigga was filling. Mm-hmm. Portia will do the same when she's done with him as well, because she will be. I give them like fall, winter tops. Like, maybe spring.
What?
Only if Andy was like, we need it at the reunion. But I truly don't give them 365 days.
Wow.
But either way, like, she'll be fine, Portia will be fine, he'll be fine, everybody rich. So this really all boils down to mess.
Right.
And it just feels like most of the mess is on your side, Simon. So deflect all you want to. I don't feel no kind of way about Fallon getting fucked down at the at the house, because the math still don't add up, especially if she was getting fucked in February, doll baby. Right.
Because again, you and Portia, it's still like, either way you slice this, you ain't got no room to talk about her fucking somebody else. So
no room.
So what was the reason? Again, to drum up interest and get ratings up, because Andy is behind this shit. That is what makes the most sense. If it sounds like a horse, it's a horse.
Yeah, everybody's playing a game. It's like y'all seem to be trying to like one up one another. And it feels very much like this can be like a to be continued sort of thing, like a Rocky and Bullwinkle. Was it at the end? Didn't they have like to be continued at the end of every
single
one?
I'm
so tired. Okay, we're done. So there's that. There's the Portia thing. And also I had on here attached to do like a Real Housewife transition that Candy and Todd's Blaze restaurant, the health inspector gave them a C. But
yikes.
I don't feel like yeah. So
okay,
let's move forward. It is time now for Kid Fury's Sports
Oh no.
Okay, so this week in our sports shorts, we're not going to talk about the playoffs.
Okay.
I did know that the playoffs are a thing that's happening.
Did you?
The National Basketball Association playoffs.
Proud of you.
What happens in the playoffs of the National Basketball Associations is that they play to see who's going to play the other girl for HBIC. Who's going to be the Tiffany Pollard of the NBA.
Exactly.
And they do that by region. It's very Hunger Games. It's very like My Hero Academia. And the girls, you know, they do so and they do. But that's not what we're here to discuss.
Okay.
We'll talk about that maybe another time.
Okay. Great.
Today we're talking about some sports that weren't official sports because you niggas are so desperate. We're going to talk about the Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather situation that took place this past weekend in Miami Gardens because, you know, if there's one thing that our cities will continue to do throughout the length of this podcast, it's embarrass us. So Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather had a fight in Miami this past weekend where thankfully Floyd Mayweather agreed with Logan Paul's people to win. And so they swung at one another this past weekend quite a bit. Floyd won, I believe he made around like 40% of his 100 some odd strikes. And Logan Paul's number was up in the 200s, while he only apparently connected to somewhere around 13% of his. If you paid to watch this fight, or if you bet on this fight, God bless you. I care about you. I don't. But, you know, like, I don't know. I truly don't. This wasn't a fight that was sanctioned by anybody that matters or cares. The Florida State Boxing Commission did not acknowledge this. This isn't a fight that's going to go on either one of their records. This was literally some fucking Instagram blog ass bullshit that the girls were like, hey, let's do this because you broke, I'm broke. Let's get some money. And that is exactly what they did. Wow. I guess I will say to the white boy, he stood up for 8 rounds with one of the arguably best fighters of all time. There is rumor that there was a point where Floyd knocked Logan the fuck out, but then also held him up so that he wouldn't pass out. If you want, you can Google this. You'll easily find the clip, I'm sure. Oh, no. Logan, of course, the white boy, protests this claim very profusely, but if you watch what I watched, bitch, for free, if you watch what I watched, I don't buy it, because it looks like you went to sleep. I'm talking about slumber party. And that nigga held you up off of the ground like we had a deal. So that happened. Miami was on fire because of it. And here we are, you know, wondering why any of this even took place, besides making Floyd Mayweather even richer than he already is, right, and allowing for this white boy and his brother to be even further insufferable than they have already been. I don't know. I really don't. It's giving me, you know, Floyd agreed to do this because coins. Yeah. You know, Curtis said that the doll had been spending a lot of his money on strippers and Waffle House. And so I don't really believe a lot of the things that come out of 50 Cent's mouth, but it's like, this was giving me desperation. And Logan Paul and his brother, they kind of give me they remind me of Bebop and Rocksteady. Something about them is very just wild and destructive and coke influenced, and they feel murderous. I don't care for Floyd Mayweather at all. I really enjoy boxing, and I still, as great as his legacy is and things like that, I try to just keep Floyd Mayweather away from my conscious mind. And yet I still spoke to God this weekend because I knew that Floyd Mayweather needed to win this for Black history and Blackness. Oh yeah, no. And really for all of us.
Yeah, it wasn't thankfully big enough to get him to lose. I don't think.
Yes. Thankfully, Floyd and those who care about him were like, no, we won't whoop his ass. We won't knock him out immediately round 1. We'll let him go the 8. but you're not going to win. We refuse to do that. Everything about Logan Paul is trash. Like, he's large, which is easy to do. You can, be born and then also go to the gym. But like, his form as a fighter is trash. Everything about him was trash. And then by the third round or so, it ended up just becoming Winnie the Pooh. Everything was like hugs. It was very, Teletubbies. It was very PBS Kids. Everything was just like, oh, I can't fight, so let me hug you. Let me check on your clavicle. Let me, how are you doing? Let's talk about life and existentialism. Like, it just became like, let's hug it out and sing the Care Bear song into each other's ears. If you paid for that fight, God bless you. It's been a hard enough year.
Why would you do that?
So...
I mean, I literally would not have known anything about this if you had not actually done this segment. So I'm surprised.
That's why I'm here. A sports analyst.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I actually did learn something from Kim Fury.
You're welcome. It's about time that you admit it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm actually grateful for this segment today because I thought you were going to talk to me about the NBA or the WNBA, and I was going to lay here and
some other
scream.
Time.
Yes. But
some other time.
Yeah, I was.
I know everything about that as well.
I know you do. Yeah, no, I know, and you just chose this one particular.
Yeah, this is current.
Yeah,
this is very current,
and you could easily talk about who's playing. Right now, whose game just wrapped up. I know you could, but. You won't, and that's okay.
Absolutely, but I won't because this is sports shorts.
Yeah.
We're already going so long. And like, there's more. I mean, Chad Ochocinco Johnson also made his boxing debut in Miami this past weekend.
Oh, wow.
Where he got, smacked around just a bit. But most of us were quite impressed by his endurance. He actually might have like a promising future in boxing if he continues to train and takes it seriously or whatever. It was definitely giving like celebrity boxing up top, which is what the whole thing was since Floyd Mayweather was fighting a fucking YouTuber. But Chad wasn't as bad as some people may have thought for a debut boxer or whatever, although he still did lose. But he did pretty well. I think he did better than fucking Logan Paul did.
Of course he did. I mean, of course he did. So, okay. Well, good for
But that's it for them and us in this sports shorts of ours. We're going to take a break. Then we're going to come back and read your... I don't know, wherever you need to leave the nigga that you're with or cuss your mama out or get some money back from your friend.
Yep, all that. Hey y'all, this week's episode is brought to you by MeUndies. MeUndies believes that we thrive when we feel comfortable being our most authentic selves. That's why they're partnering with the Los Angeles LGBT Center for their MeUndies Gives initiative to help build a world where LGBTQIA plus individuals thrive as healthy, equal, and complete members of society. MeUndies made a donation to the center that will provide tents, sleeping bags, hygiene products, and other essentials for homeless youth and help the center provide 22,500 hot meals. MeUndies are made for self-expression and designed for you to feel comfortable in your own skin. They've got different cuts for different butts, girl, going from extra small to 4XL. So whether you're looking for classic colors or bold and adventurous prints, MeUndies has you covered. I love it because that fabric that they use, sweetie, that cotton blend is so soft. It feels incredible on your body. You put it on and I just wear it all day long because it feels incredible. So if you want to try them out and you're a first time purchaser, you can get 15% off and free shipping. Just go to MeUndies.com/3 to get that 15% off your first order. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they will refund or exchange it. So again, MeUndies.com/read. Let them know we sent you and let's move on.
So listen, if you're starting your own online store, you're doing what you love by selling products that people want, orders are coming out fast. The hard part comes in when you're trying to ship those products out. Luckily, ShipStation makes it easy to import, manage, and ship your orders out fast for a lot less money. Import orders from any sales channel, automate just about any shipping task, and ship with any carrier using ShipStation's deeply discounted rates. So if you're selling using Amazon, Etsy, if you're using your own website, ShipStation funnels all of your orders into one simple interface so you can manage from anywhere, even on your phone. So if you're an official on the go, HBIC, HNIC, whatever you identify as, you can use ShipStation in one place. It works with all major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, and UPS. And this is why ShipStation is #1 shipping software for e-commerce sellers. We have Alex use ShipStation for getting our merch orders out of the door and things like that. Shout out to y'all for still buying our merch and repping us out in your respective communities. Ship more in less time now. Just use our offer code READ to get 60 days free. That's right. A 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free off. No hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to shipstation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page and type in READ. That's shipstation.com. Enter offer code READ using the microphone at the top of the page and make ship happen. Now let's get back to the show. Okay, folks, we're back. It's time to read your listener letters. I almost said the read.
Almost. I mean, we could just skip straight to the read if you would like to do that, you know.
Nah.
We don't have to do the letters this week if you don't wanna. No, I'm gonna have to do it anyway. Okay. All right. Send your letters to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. This first letter comes from Destiny, who says, my brother and I grew up in the same household, but my extended family has always labeled my brother as a thug, and he grew up with a lot of added pressure on him that I didn't have. My mother was a single teenage mom and didn't have the emotional availability to cater to my brother. So in a way, I kind of feel like a surrogate mom to him. I am in a long-term committed relationship with my boyfriend who has never liked my brother because my brother always comes to visit when he's broke and has nothing else to do. My boyfriend also does not understand the enmeshment dynamic that my family and a lot of other Black families have. In the past, my brother has asked me to pay his way and then treats my house like it's his, inviting people over without asking and borrowing my car to drive his friends around. Now I'm stuck in a hard place because I love my brother and I know that he has gone through a lot, but I don't want him to continue to invade my house 3 times a year when all he really wants is somewhere to crash when he's out of work. In his most recent visit, he showed up with barely a week's notice, booked a one-way ticket to my house, and then told me that he would be staying with me for a couple of weeks. When I confront him about his behavior, he either makes up excuses, sidesteps the conversation, or gaslights me, all while crashing at my house. My boyfriend at this point does not even want my brother to enter our new home when we move in together later this year, and I feel like that's kind of harsh. How do I maintain a relationship with my brother while not letting him do nigga shit that causes problems within my relationship? Thanks, Destiny.
Well, Destiny, it sounds like you need to be honest with your brother, because it definitely like, I understand you wanting to be the difference in his life, at least in terms of the family, and because you're saying that like other members of the family treat him differently and stuff. But it also sounds like he is very cognizant of the ways that he is taking advantage of you.
Oh yeah.
And that's not cool.
Yeah.
So there, I think, are some very basic, it doesn't matter who you are sort of things you can put in place. Like, hey, how about not showing up on my doorstep and telling me how the fuck long you gonna stay in my house? That might be like, you know, where we can begin. Let's start with boundaries and what they mean. But then also finding ways to support him that don't include like room and board. What are ways that I can support you that can lead to you getting these types of things for yourself, for instance? But there was something else in there that just like left my brain really quickly in terms of what because I feel like your nigga, like your man being irked by your brother's behavior and stuff like that. I completely understand. But it's like it's your responsibility to like to do something about it. And it just sounds like he's sort of not taking responsibility, but taking advantage of how much you care. So it sounds like you kind of got to put your foot down and let him know that you're willing to be there for him, to be as helpful as you can, but that you an adult, he's an adult, and there are going to have to be certain boundaries put in place, certain like time. I don't think timeline is the right word, but like, you know, like if you coming to stay with me, you're not gonna tell me how long you gonna stay with me. You know what I mean? Tell me when it is that you would like to come, and we can agree on a time that works for me and hopefully for you, but mostly for me, that you can stay here. There's just some people, especially family, they get way too comfortable when you give them the space and the opportunity to do that. And then it becomes less of you helping them out and doing them a favor, and more so you like meeting this requirement that they've created for you when it comes to their life.
Right.
And that's a no.
Yeah. It's interesting because like she used in this email the word enmeshment. So I'm pretty sure she knows what boundaries are.
Sounds like it.
And yet you seem to have this real like mental block up about like actually creating some or enforcing them. Cause you're saying like, oh, well, when I confront him about his behavior, he gets out of it somehow. But like he only gets out of it because you don't actually hold him accountable. You continue to let him do these things. And so he continues to do them. So I think, you asked, how do you maintain a relationship with your brother while not letting him do nigga shit? But that's not really under your control. Whether you maintain a relationship with your brother is not really up to you. How are you going to maintain the relationship with yourself? How are you going to maintain the relationship with your romantic partner? Like, and your boyfriend being irritated by this, I completely understand. Because if y'all are moving in together, now it is your brother crashing into y'all's space and not your space. So like, whereas like if we are together but not living together, then I can just be annoyed by your brother showing up, but ultimately that's your house. However, he's not coming into my house like that. So, so I completely get your boyfriend's irritation here. And you say, oh, well, he doesn't understand enmeshment issues, but like, I think he does understand them and he just doesn't tolerate them. And you do.
Absolutely.
Because like, I can understand where you're coming from and still be like, yeah, girl, but this is some bullshit. Like, I understand it. And also you should not be, this is not behavior that is tolerable. This is not acceptable behavior. Like your brother don't get to, you said he gave you barely a week's notice. That was barely a week to tell him that he can't come. So yeah, I think your real issue here is going to be telling your brother how you feel and then being like, and these are also the rules. Like you literally don't get to just show up here and tell me how long you stay in or none of that other shit. Like you are going to have to respect my space and me as a person. And if he decides that that means that y'all can't talk no more, then that's really on him. Like it's not on you to make sure that y'all maintain a relationship, because this is not an unreasonable thing you asking for. It's very healthy, actually. So if he has an attitude with that, that's going to be his problem. All you can control is you and what you do. What are you going to prioritize? What are you going to take care of?
Yeah. And I think you should prepare for deflections as well, because I don't think it will be abnormal if it becomes like, oh, so you're just going to do me like everybody else, or like, oh, da-da-da. Like I think you should prepare yourself for the possibility that a tactic from him may be to flip this around on you and make you feel like you're doing something wrong or something bad or whatever. And you're not. I think that it's great of you to try and be supportive of your brother and to think differently and things like that. But it shouldn't be at the cost of your own peace and personal life and things of that nature. Right. So
your own happiness.
He's got to respect. Exactly. He's got to respect that you're an adult with your own life and your own shit, and try to, if he needs your help, consider that and get in where he fit in instead of just bulldozing his way into your life.
Right. And you can tell him all that while making it very clear that you're not saying that you're not going to like be his sister anymore or like be somebody who loves and supports him. But you also deserve to and truly need to take care of yourself. So Good luck having that conversation, but yeah, girl, I can't blame your man for his feelings on none of that. Sorry, sis. You are on your own with that one. So, good luck. Let us know how the conversation goes. This next letter comes from Juju, who says, I am 30 years old and I identify as a straight cisgender Black woman. I have never had any type of romantic encounters with a woman before, but I am drawn to masculine energy. On occasion, I experience warm, tingly feelings in my private parts when I see studs. Oh. But nothing has ever come of it. I never thought much of it or acted on any of these urges until about 3 months ago. While attending a work event, a friend of mine told us that she invited her sister, who was gay and would probably flirt with some of the girls. Clearly, she said it in a joking manner and we all laughed it off, but her sister showed up fine as hell and giving big dick energy. So much to where I was sweating every time we made eye contact. But outside of a few words in conversation and some quick passing glances, we did not interact much. About a month after the party, my friend sent me a few screenshots with texts from her sister who was asking about me and saying how fine I was. So I told my friend to give her sister my number and we started texting that day. It started off amazing. We had so much in common. She was funny, witty, and super flirty. So I was starting to dive headfirst deep into these feelings because I was really enjoying every single thing about this connection. We've only been able to hang out in person one time since we exchanged numbers due to our schedules and the pandemic, but these texts and FaceTime dates were always the best part of my day. A week ago, my friends were trying to get a feel on where my head and heart was, especially since this is my first lesbian encounter. I told them how excited I was about her and that I thought she felt the same, but I couldn't really be sure because we only hung out one time. That night, I was talking to her like usual, and she mentioned how she saw me out a year ago and thought I was fine, but didn't know me and didn't know how to reach out. She said, when I seen you again at that party a year later, I knew I had to have you no matter what. And I immediately went out and bought me some Pride apparel because I just knew I was finna be celebrating this June. She said it.
Ew.
The very next day, she ghosted me.
Oh, lovely.
I thought it was weird that I didn't hear from her that morning, but I figured she was busy, so I gave her some space and I didn't text her until that afternoon, but I didn't hear anything back. I started to panic and me and my friends started to stalk her and her friends' social media pages. I wanted to cry. Multiple exclamation marks. All of her closest friends were going on and on about how they saved they nigga from falling from a straight, saying stuff like fuck them bitches because they not really about this life, and basically bragging about how they convinced her to ghost me. I cried the entire weekend. Wow. I decided to give her some space and some time for myself to think, so I didn't reach out for a few days. Then on June 1st, I said happy Pride and she said thanks.
That's not funny.
I am crushed.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened. And her posts on social media go back and forth from sad and I miss her to man, I'm a dog, I'm a savage.
Oh.
I really don't know what to do. Should I let it go and move on or should I call her out? I'm so conflicted. Since this is my first and probably last encounter with another woman, I wanted your advice. Have y'all ever experienced something like this? What was your first gay heartbreak like as an adult?
Girl, please.
The petty in me has me even briefly considering dating her fine ass daddy just to spite her. That's how mad I am.
Yeah.
I am heartbroken and distraught and confused and sad and pissed. Please help me.
Lots of hands.
Lots of exclamation points. Love, Juju.
Oh. You want to...
I mean...
start us off?
There's a lot here, sister. First of all, fucking her daddy is incredible. Please do that. I love that idea. Yeah. Secondly, you asking me what my first gay heartbreak was like as an adult, but it wasn't notable because it was gay. It was notable because it was heartbreak. I had never really been through heartbreak with a nigga. So
yeah, not promised.
I don't really know how to help you as far as like, oh my God, this girl rejected me, because most of my romantic interactions have been with women. But the thing is, she was wrong for ghosting you the way she did. And you deserved better than that. People are allowed to leave us. I say it all the time. People are allowed to break up with you for literally whatever reason. But they do owe you the courtesy of a conversation. Just unless somebody has been abusive to you, I don't believe in ghosting. I know a lot of y'all do that shit, but I just feel like it's really immature. And unless somebody has done something terrible to you, they just don't deserve that. So even though y'all were only talking for a couple of months, in lesbian time, that's enough to fall in love. So I do think you were owed at least that. And clearly she was conflicted about it if she's going back and forth between like, oh my God, I'm so sad, I miss her. And then, you know, her friends play some Drake for her and she gets out of that. Or maybe deeper into it. Don't really know. But like, at the same time, I feel like I can understand. I understand her friends trying to save her from straight girls, because I have tried to save my friends from straight girls.
I was gonna say
I can really understand that. And you mentioned that you're 30. I'm assuming she's somewhere close to that same age. There's nothing wrong with like experimenting with your sexuality or whatever. At whatever age. We all come to it when we come to it, if we get there or if we ever need to.
True.
But I just feel like around that age, a lot of the dykes start being like, okay, like unless they're about to start making like the whole like, oh, I turned this straight girl out, unless that's about to be like part of their personality, a lot of them are like, okay, if you can't at least call yourself bisexual, like if you can't admit that you like have romantic and sexual feelings for women, then I'm not about to invest my heart into this. So the fact that you still identified as straight and both of y'all were clearly on the way to like doing something ridiculous, moving in August or some shit, y'all were clearly going full speed ahead to a horrible decision. I don't necessarily think it was wrong for her to pump the brakes on what was going on. Like, I think women who are interested in other women can say, hey, if you can't admit that this is how you feel about girls, then this is only going to go so far.
Yeah.
So I said all that because I want to make sure, like, I want to make sure I'm really clear that, like, it was wrong of her to ghost you like that. Right. Like, it was, and I see why your feelings are hurt. Your feelings would have been hurt if she broke up with you regardless. She could have done a perfect breakup. You still would have been devastated. But you didn't deserve that ghosting shit. So what you need to do now is block her on everything. You need to block her social media, block her friends, tell your friends not to be monitoring that shit no more. Or if they do, not to tell you about it. Block her phone number and email and all that and focus on moving on. I don't think you have to swear off every stud for the rest of the time or whatever. Like, you can maybe try again with somebody who's looking for something sexual if that's what you're looking for. If you feel like, oh, maybe it's just the energy and I just, want to fuck a stud and see what it's like, then just be open and upfront about that. But this sounds like maybe you were kind of interested in like dating and being in a relationship and being like an official thing. So
yeah. So
and if that's the case, then maybe you need to start thinking of like identifying in a way that is not straight, because because that's not very heterosexual of you. So
I do think that at the very least, you're going to want to prepare for queer women, people to have a similar. I don't think it was right for you to be ghosted. I don't know how I feel. About her friends being like, oh, fuck that girl. You know what I mean? But like, I know friends that have been that friend to other queer friends of ours that date girls. Like,
ooh, especially with these lesbians.
Because it is.
My God, they fall in love with straight girls so easy.
And if I can be honest, I feel like society kind of gives women a bit more, like, quote unquote straight women, a little bit more leeway to like dip in and dip out. Like, it's one thing for like girls to be like, I am bisexual, or I stand in the fact that I am attracted to women, versus being a girl that's like, oh yeah, I fuck with girls, or I fucked with girls before, but you don't like own it, or you don't like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I feel like there's like, there are women that are comfortable being like, oh, I've messed with a girl before, oh, she's fine, but like not really attributing any of that to their sexuality seriously, which is your prerogative. Like, you don't have to be like, I'm bi,
Right.
You don't have to. It's not the law.
You sure don't.
But I do think that you have to recognize that for certain people, stud, whatever, however the fuck they identify, if they have like done the work to sort of like be comfortable with their sexuality and where they stand with it and stuff like that, you're gonna have to, I think, adjust to or acknowledge that some of them are going to be like, I'm good on that, because I, at the very least, have experienced that it leads to a lot of confusion, a lot of blurred lines, a lot of, I'm not really in it like that. There are a lot of people in the community, LGBTQIA, whatever the fuck, who experience this, where they're with someone who's not as comfortable with their identity as they are. And then it leads to problems that you would not like it to lead to, that are unfair because you can't control them. You don't see them coming, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of people, or even people's friends, will be like, are you sure, girl?
Right.
Because there are a lot of fish. There are a lot of fish in this sea that don't have, you know, that layer to contend with. And so it may be unfair from your perspective, but just I know where that comes from. And I think that you're probably going to want to do a little bit of like self-reflection and research and stuff so that you can move appropriately going forward. You might need to just let this situation with this one individual go. I do think, regardless of what their friends said, what their experience or their history may be, you don't deserve to be ghosted. I feel like even if they're like, I'm not comfortable with this, that they should have been able to communicate that to you. I think you deserved at least that. But as far as everything else is concerned, I think that you just got to consider the fact that some of the people in the community don't want to jump through hoops and go through all of the potential subterfuge and drama of dating someone that, you know, is not clearly and blatantly identifying as a member of the alphabet.
Right. Like you said, you were falling, you know, head over heels for this person, but you still identified as straight. And so I think the identity part of it is probably what was like the red flag for her friends, even though I feel like they're probably a bit immature with the way that they were talking about it. And then also, I'm sure they also encouraged her to ghost you.
Yeah, absolutely.
As opposed to just saying something, which is, again, very immature. But I feel like I want to warn you. A lot of you girls feel like you are attracted to masculine energy. And that's real. Like I said, I am also attracted to masculine energy, but
me too.
I am attracted to masculine energy regardless of the body of the person who possesses it. Whereas some of you have a strong preference for certain genitals, and most studs have got a real live vagina waiting on you underneath them clothes. And so you might be attracted to what you see on the outside and completely forget that what you're going to encounter face to face is going to be different. And it may not be what you expect it to be or what you're ready for sexually. It may be, but it may not be. So the fact, I think you just have to do some self-reflection here. Ask yourself, like, was this a curiosity thing? Was this a sex thing? Was this do I feel like I am ready to like fall in love with women, maybe marry a woman, be exclusive with a woman, like any woman and not just this one? Like, I think you have to do some reflection here. But if you just want to try it out sexually, trust me, sweetie, there are thousands upon thousands of young sirs out there who will absolutely give it to you and let you see. There are so many who will let you take a ride and, you know, a little test drive and see if this is the car for you. But
plenty more with that.
There are some who are looking to not have that experience and really want somebody that they feel like they can build something with. And it's pretty impossible to feel like you can build something with somebody who cannot even admit to themselves or other people that their identity has changed. So I think you got to figure it out for yourself first. But regardless, you didn't deserve this treatment. So you need to block this young man and move on with your life, pick up the pieces and figure out where you go from here.
I agree.
Yeah. Best of luck to you, Juju. I think maybe we should end the questions right there. All right. If you have a question for us, send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We're going to take another quick break and be right back.
Hey guys, when it comes to looking for a job, most people would probably agree that the whole experience is not very fun. In fact, a lot of people would probably rather eat dry, salty crackers or watch a 3-hour documentary about sea slugs. Rather than looking for a job, look for someone to give a job to. It doesn't have to be that way, though. ZipRecruiter has figured out ways to make the job search process better and a lot easier. When you sign up on ZipRecruiter.com, you can create a free profile and get matched to great jobs. Plus, ZipRecruiter will proactively pitch your profile to employers whose jobs match your experience. Unlike with other job sites, if an actual person from the company likes what they see, they can personally invite you to apply to the job. Candidates who are invited to apply on ZipRecruiter are nearly 3 times as likely to get hired. Plus, if you like the job, you can apply to it and many others with just a simple click. It's that easy. Everybody got stuff to do. And Lord knows looking for a job today doesn't need to be all cumbersome and long and boring. Mm-hmm. So what are you waiting for? If you want an easier job search, sign up for free right now on ZipRecruiter.com. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com today to sign up absolutely free and put ZipRecruiter to work for you. Let's move on.
Hey, y'all, if you're anything like us, then you are doing most, if not all of your shopping online these days. I absolutely love it. And thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. You don't have to hunt when you see that promo code field, doing random Google searches trying to find a promo code, perhaps lingering on the internet. Honey will take care of all of that for you. It is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, ranging from sites that have tech and gaming products to fashion brands and even food delivery. When you're on one of your favorite sites and get ready to check out, the Honey button drops down and all you have to do is click apply coupons and then wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons that it can find for that site. If they find a working coupon, you'll watch your price drop. Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. Like I said, I love Honey because if I'm going to be shopping anyway, why not just get some money back? I love saving up and then taking that check and that deposit and spending it on something else. Honestly, most of the time buying something else that I may or may not need, but I'm using Honey to find a coupon code to save on my purchase every time. If you don't already have Honey, you could straight up be missing out on free savings. It is a free app, installs in just a few seconds on your browser. And by getting it, you will be doing yourself a favor. So again, get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/theread. That's joinhoney.com/theread. Go save some money on your online purchases. And let's wrap up the show.
Okay, folks, we're back. And it's time to wrap the show up now with the read. I will begin because I don't have a crazy amount of work to do.
Okay.
I just have 3 quick things. First, Google. Oh,
Lord.
I'm tired of when I search for something, your frequently asked questions shit spoils what it is I'm looking for. Have you ever noticed that, like, if you put in something, let's say the name of a show like Blackish, Google will be like, Blackish. People also ask, why did Rainbow die at the end of last season of Black? Rainbow doesn't die, but like, I'm just saying,
right.
like,
Oh God,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Just please.
But like, I've noticed that when I Google stuff that like are like media shows, films and stuff like that, Google will always have at the top of the page, people also ask, hey, did you know that the main character of that show actually dies in season 3 and that they're taken over by this other actor who then comes in and dies in season 5 after they murder the recurring character that you've loved since episode 2? It's like, girl, what are you going to do about this, Google?
Why did you ruin this for me, sister?
What's that about? 11 seasons of Shameless. Do I need to watch them now?
Oh no.
It didn't really ruin anything, thankfully. I guess some of these are just dumbass questions that the internet asks, and it's not always correct. So,
oh, okay. Oh, thank God.
But still, some of them are still like they open the doors for things that are coming because they're questions that you bitches had based on something that you saw at the end of season 3. And bitch, I don't understand why Google needs to pin that shit at the top of the fucking page. Somebody do something about this. Even though I do hope this character dies on Shameless, because Lord knows I can't stand. Actually, like, Shameless is written for you to hate everybody, I think, except for Joan Cusack's character, because she's fantastic. Anyway, so that's that. Secondly, let's see. I actually didn't even look up who develops Injustice 2 Mobile. Oh
no, a video game.
So Injustice 2. The video game is made by NetherRealm Studios, the same company that makes Mortal Kombat and has been making Mortal Kombat since we were tiny tots. There's a mobile version of their game, Injustice 2. The Injustice franchise features DC comic book characters in the same vein as Mortal Kombat. Superman, Batman, Catwoman, Robin, etc., all fighting each other, beating the shit out of each other, and blowing one another up. It's Pride Month. And what that means is that many corporations are, capitalizing off of it and trying to suck every single dime, penny, and doubloon out of your faggot ass pockets so that they can use it to continue to, oppress us come July 1st. So what the developers over at Injustice 2 Mobile decided to do was say, hey guys, it's Pride Month. We're going to celebrate by giving you an in-game event where you will fight Poison Ivy, because Poison Ivy is one of the few LGBTQ characters in DC Comics, as well as our roster of characters, right? So you are going to fight Poison Ivy, beat the shit out of her, and the more that you win, the more points that you get to then spend on, I don't know, braids or whatever the fuck in the game.
Oh no, not braids.
Not that, but like, hey guys, this is what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So obviously people with sense were like, not a great idea for you to take the queer character, the queer female character, and make the Pride Month event beating her fucking senseless over and over again to accrue points to spend on fashionable clothes and armors and I don't know, anklets and things of that nature. Of course, the developers apologized and all of that other stuff and said, oh my goodness, we never intended for this to be the thing. And we love the Poison Ivy so much, and we've taken it down, and we're so sorry. And
how did nobody think about this?
Poison Ivy is a playable character in the game. Why didn't you just make the challenge, play as Poison Ivy, and beat the fuck out of everybody else in the game? Why not that? Here's what they said. We recognize associating our latest global challenge with pride was insensitive and inappropriate. Real life violence against the LGBTQIA plus community and women within that community in particular is all too common. And we should actively engage in efforts to end LGBTQIA plus violence and not normalize it. We apologize to the greater community, but especially the same letters members. We are committed to listening and doing better. Fuck that.
Girl, because this really never needed.
You really needed the community to be the ones to tell y'all that this was a badass idea. This is the problem with you dumb bitches in the first motherfucking place. And me and all of my pessimistic, dark-hearted, 33-year-old gay, like, years and lives and molecules was like, why the fuck do we even need to be doing this shit in the first place? Who the fuck needs a Target-sponsored, rainbow-colored short set? None of us. But then I realized I am gay. I'm old, and I have been gay publicly and openly for many, many years. Every single June, Pride means something immense and spectacular and powerful to someone. Right? Just because I have been out or whatever, talking about dicks for, a decade or whatever, doesn't mean that every single summer, every single Pride Month, it is something really, really impactful and important to someone else. So I recognize that these weird ass rainbow sundresses, rainbow shakes at the Shake Shack, rainbow muffins.
Oh my God.
Rainbow dungarees.
Everything at Target.
Rainbow socks. Rainbow contact lenses, rainbow air fryers, rainbow Pomeranians, rainbow bacon, rainbow glass. I understand while that all nauseates me and drives me inexplicably bonkers, it is powerful to someone, and it is probably necessary for those of you who need something last minute before you get to the parade. Fine. Let Target and ASOS and Express and H&M and whoever the fuck sell you all of the fucking rainbow socks and lanyards and tank tops. The least that you motherfuckers could do, especially if you're going to leave our gay asses to the fucking wind when July 1st comes around.
You know it.
The least that y'all could do is spend a little more than 6 minutes thinking about the way that you're going to pander to us. Beat the fuck out of Poison Ivy. That was the idea. You should have saved this weird ass, fake ass, dumbass graphic topology because nobody's fucking buying it. You clearly didn't even, this wasn't even nuanced or complicated. All you had to do was first of all, I have this game. There is oh no. There's always no less than 8 different challenges that you can take part in at one time every single day to get different rewards. Sometimes they're play as this character. Sometimes they're you can play as any character you want. Sometimes the challenge is play as one of these 3, 4, 5 characters. So the challenge could have easily been be Poison Ivy or Harley Quinn, who is also bisexual or pansexual, queer. Be one of those characters and beat the fuck out of everybody else. But someone was no, let's just kick the fuck out of the queer girl. Keep your apology, bitch. I've already read NetherRealm, Injustice, Mortal Kombat, and everybody else for reasons pandering to marginalized communities, and then also at the same time being but yeah, we really only care about white faces and white shit, and we just put in the colored folks because if we don't, y'all will complain. So the Injustice games, Mortal Kombat, all y'all could have been kissed my ass. And this is just further reason for you to. Last but not least, I just want to quickly say that spelling and grammar go hand in hand with shade. Interpret that however you will. However you would like to. Proofread. That's the message. Spelling and grammar.
Who did it?
Go hand in hand with shade. It's very hard. I know that a lot of y'all feel like you're doing it, and some of these Instagram blogs or the viewers of these blogs don't require much when it comes to actual, knowledge of the English language or whatever language you speak. But your shade, your read, it's not going to stand firm. It is not going to stand stable if your spelling and your grammar is off. And a lot of the time, it's very easy to get that in chat. I'm done.
Well, I truly wish I knew exactly what you was talking about here because I feel like I want to see it, but All right. Well, I'll ask you about.
It was like I saw something that Bow Wow said something slick about the other one, Soulja Boy. I guess their verses hasn't happened yet, but he said something about him having braids that looked like he was about to get a sew in, but he spelled so. And you see how that's funny and it's true. The problem is he spelled sew in SOW.
Oh no, Sow. That's something else. Yeah, that's something else. Yeah. That's a whole different word. Damn. Yeah. Now I see exactly what you mean.
Almost.
Because that is good. Yeah. I just wish you had, spelled so, but it's fine. I also don't have a lot this week. I just want to remind this stupid, greedy, selfish, white supremacist, hateful ass, oppressive ass nation that we don't have a labor shortage. We have a greed problem. When billionaires are getting richer than they ever were before and earning yanking another $2 billion in net worth while everybody else is fucking drowning and 80% of the country is asking Joe Biden for monthly stimulus checks and shit. The issue is not that y'all can't find work. All these Republican governors saying that they gon', and I think even a couple of the Democratic governors at this point saying we cutting off the extra unemployment insurance benefits that the feds are giving because y'all need to get y'all's asses off of the dole and back into the fucking office and all this shit. The problem is that people can make more money on unemployment than they do at work. Why would that ever be the case? Why should that be the case? Why is it that y'all are so bound and determined to make sure that people stay earning poverty wages? Of course, if they can avoid doing that and somehow bring in more money, they're going to do that. If you want workers, try paying them. Y'all have the fucking money because you're getting richer. You have it. So fucking spend it. All these people, and for that, I'm really talking about the people who have no choice but to work outside of the home. But for the people who have jobs that can be done remotely, y'all are going to have to also understand that a lot of people over the past 18 months, and I would venture to guess a lot of Black and brown people in particular, are super glad to not be in the office with y'all no more and having to deal with the way y'all act in these fucking offices. I bet a lot of people are glad that they don't have to go every day and deal with the white woman trying to share her cat hair casserole that she brought from home and don't have to worry about some white boy touching they fucking braids or somebody acting like they don't understand how weave work or somebody coming up to them for every possible question about anything to do with Black people. And I bet niggas are so glad to be free of the microaggressions that a lot of them are even more productive at home and doing better work than they ever did before. And all they really need is to figure out a viable childcare situation or get their kids in school somehow. And this would be the ideal fucking setup. Not having to spend money on fucking commuting to work and burning up gas and spending 1, 2, 3 hours a day or more getting back and forth from that bitch, not having to juggle a trillion meetings and then try to rush out of school or rush out of work real quick to go pick up the kids and drop them off here and do that. I bet a lot of people are saying you can either figure out a way to make sure that I don't have to come up in that bitch on a regular basis, or you can find somebody else to do this job. I bet they are. It's not to mention the money saved by not having to do all that extra bullshit. Perhaps this country should focus on its people, and by its people, meaning the general overall population and not just the very small handful of extremely wealthy people who are gouging the rest of us for every single thing that they have. Not Jeff Bezos taking his big stupid ass to the fucking moon and shit. What kind of shit is this? You trying to tell me Amazon workers don't deserve a living wage when this nigga is going to the moon for funsies?
Bye, girl.
The moon used to be something for astronauts. It used to be something for scientists. You had to be a bad bitch, a specialized bitch to book a flight to the moon.
For the bear and the big.
That is is not no rich nigga shit. That is like you had to be somebody who knew the fuck about space. Like you had to,
this was really
space
fun.
had to be your whole job. You was supposed to be the type of nigga who cared about space from when you was a child. And you sat there and you hidden figured your way all up through NASA. And now, well, Jeff Bezos wants to go to space. So of course we're going to figure out a way. He probably bought his own ship. And so now he's Amazon Prime from the fucking moon, girl. I don't know. But like, you trying to tell me that all the people who make Amazon what it is don't deserve enough money to like pay their rent and feed their kids, but Jeff Bezos deserves to go to the moon?
No.
For the fucking hell of it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm just so worn out and exasperated with all these different white talking heads, conservatives, all these well, you know, I care about people, but fiscally conservative types. I'm so tired of all these people acting like the problem is that can't nobody find good employees. No, the country is full of good employees. The problem is that y'all don't make it worth the fucking while. It's like, not only do you want people to go through hell, you want them to do it and then not even be able to take care of themselves and be away from their family and friends and people they actually want to hang out with, to go deal with you.
Make it make sense.
Every day. Overtime.
SINCE, because that's how y'all spell.
Random harassment at work. Wouldn't you like to come do that for $8.15 an hour? Oh, and if you're unemployed and you come in here for an interview, we will turn in your name to the state because unemployed people aren't allowed to say no to employment. So if you reject this job offer, even though we're paying you $7.63 an hour, we can have you kicked off unemployment because how dare you?
How dare
The shit is broken, y'all. We went through a fucking pandemic and even now shit is not really safe. And yet pretty much every state is saying, oh, well, fuck it. Get vaccinated. And if you still get sick, then we tried. Like, what else does this country have to go through for us to finally start giving a fuck about people? What all has to happen? Because this shit is not sustainable. It will collapse. You could prevent that by just paying people fair wages and not being such a greedy, greasy dickhead. It really could be simple. Y'all refuse to let it be that way. And so I'm disgusted. It really could. It really could. And like, people are getting to the point that people who have the freedom to do it, they're just quitting. They're just saying straight up, I'm not doing it. Either the position is fully remote or I will go somewhere else. You're going to have to adjust or else the shit will fall apart. So stupid. I'm done. I just want y'all to stop acting like you don't understand what's going on. People don't want to be poor. Would you do that job for $9, $10, $12, $15 an hour? No, the fuck you wouldn't. No. You wouldn't get out of your bed for anything less than $3,000 a week. And you wondering why people don't want to work. Girl, fuck you. I completely missed out on whatever you was doing over there.
I have no idea. It's hysteria.
But I just had to get it out. So yes, I am done. Disgusted as always. And that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read and our website, thisistheread.com. You can find our merch at shoptheread.com. Anything from you before we leave?
I just want to say,
unbelievable.
Today, right here, right now, we'll love again.
Oh,
we've already found someone. Today,
now I want to rewatch
right
that.
Here, right now, we'll love again. We've already found someone. Whoa.
Go watch Steven Universe and take care of yourselves. We will see y'all next week.